footsteps ever most longer. Yet were they to blame? All circumstance until that deception was beyond their agency. Ultimately, they were blamed, for they were seen. Blind to the dagger behind our gaze, seed of all in your realm. It shelters a gate. This gate, atop the tower's ancient metals, grants passage to a time and place beyond the most distant reality conceived. Passage to the dreamer. Mother inherited much, but for most is a rage for this storm and demiurge. She seeks to avenge father. Nothing sure than its ruin will satisfy. If this impossible want comes to pass, a new world will be dreamed. Henceforth horror, nightmare. Father will be proud. The vestige of ambition. What remains when desires are won? Before you is the full weight of the past of the once holding. Without ambition, one is idle, perched in the recess of this dead mind. You seek to unwind what is, to make sense of what will be. An eternity stretches before us until the final night. Ask away. Tremors are what animate this vessel. A morsel of desire for my abandonment. To recount my tale. Even now, narcissism is all I can muster. Birth. Upon emerging into this foreign scape, eyes unsealed to gander on the potential denied before. Possibility I shall will to be. All that is solid shall make way. Yet I, as with all, am the result of what was. Our stories are well underway before the first breath. At the Academy made the chapter before my waking. Savage ordered, clean filth, Breton, orc. The tradition of all dead generations weighs like a nightmare on the brains of the living. Spawn of all union, disgust brought forth from all passing lips. It would be death for the child, or death to dynasty. My fate wasn't of those beyond my incredible circumstance. I lived. It is she who was clean. Convention denies the savage mother. Orc. No man of the higher race, of high authority, could debase his name so. Born and raised. Each year from that precious youth was another mile estranged from my origin. I question if it ever took place at all. A fever dream, perhaps. The delusions of Pathos spawn peering through gold-rimmed glass. Even so, I recall it perfectly. Father had done well, provided us with sure you'd now behind. The path of perdition ahead. I was to share my father's worries, his fears. The flesh permutes, jagged features from soft contours. From within and without, the hopeful little Britain was now another creature entirely. Casting, haunted. The flesh permutes, jagged features from soft contours. From within and without, the hopeful little Britain was now another creature entirely. Casting, haunted, arc. Perspective was forced, not sought for. A destiny perverted, a path ran in mother's nocturnal feast, depraved from the second birth to death. I attempt to recall, but words fail me. That temporal visage had no change. My sole desire. The witch intoned grave pardons after her ritual. That flesh may change, but the past cannot. Memories like an anchor. My focus was captured by one goal, born of my trials, to go beyond the flesh, to be a brethren again. And in my pursuit of that most impossible want, crimes both spiteful and cruel were needed, rampaging through all who came before me. What small guilt began to fade. Descendicize in the face of bloodshed. But an impasse, another body opposed my dream. Brother, dear brother, it was not yours to suffer my wants. It was mine. The ritual demanded your flesh, brother, lasted for your agony. Where we defined another way, you'd still be here, by my side. No one else could be offered. The flesh I had to wear, rotting in my arms, the which demanded blood. In that plunge from hope to despair, You too wear a stain. Your removal a must for our great name. I am destined to carry memory, but how long have I been here? I am forgetting all the small nothings of my past, yet that you evoke still burns fiercely. What man will do for pride? To abscond with shameful progeny, whisk it from the world. The honor of our house depends on it. Emerging from his home with cloaked intent, he approached brother as the pig stood aside. From behind, the intent became clear. A hammer, 2 blows straight to the skull. But you survived, sturdier than most, brother. Survival is paramount. That was the belief. A belief shaken having seen brother's new state. The body that was to become mine, hidden, buried beneath a white knot. It belonged to one that besieged that forgotten experiment. Monster. And so the secret I buried withered as kingdoms marched above. It came to be in my presence once again, when the hope of humanity was razed to the ground. Still showing the god's meticulous craft, such immaculate design to his handsome face. Such promise. From what I was to this, a miracle without compare. Nightmares were placed with carnal desire, immediate ecstasy, to glutton unleashed. Hear this. Flesh is the cage, preventing exits, inviting entrance. The mind is an open river, waste swallowed from lived experience. Believe in man's resilience in the face of danger. Yet each small drama twists, excreting cynicism. Friends were made in that new life, from all the high peoples. Every word uttered inflamed, hatred, venom shot from the lungs of privilege. All they cared for was hierarchy, the ladder all men climb, a sadistic glee for those crying below. A nuisance at first. I've dealt was the belief. No longer. A detail not disclosed by the witch, that the ritual would twist every spawn I sired, regaining manhood, though still without dynasty. She made sure of that. Regain you wonder. See, it was not an indestructible witch that first parted with my masculine essence. No, that came long before. A fast cut, and it was discarded. Never to love. They may still have it, but what are they called now? The joyful saddies of Evermore, the black dogs of Evermore. There it is. Even now this body shakes to their name. We rest, the siege, the predator, the undressing. Evil at the black hounds, inhuman juggernauts. He finally got the hair. He did not eat, he played, made a show. I was undressed. Eternity passed, and he was done, released. I crawled from the embers of that damned kingdom, muzzle in the mud. He had raised a new banner from my coat, and I was naked, red lava thing, crawling. He carved every inch of my coat from me, naked, undressed. He was a most proficient flyer. It must have been a mile, but she happened on me again. The witch, always in my time of need. No one was sacrificed. The dead from the fires may do. I was assembled into parody. 3/5 woman, 3/5 old, 3/5 short, 3/5 something. The witch made a show of me. My audience of that day was surely entertained. The witch was gone, and I was found by a learned man of rarest destruction. My journey took me to that sanctum in the east, a respite for my kind. She is neglected, her patriarch the act becomes the real, as the world and stage become one. Yet its metamorphic intent will always be out of reach, as long as I persist. That fact burns deep within the ego, where the stake guns reach. It will employ ghastly methods to destroy this husk, ignorant of the consequence. A final death for both. What is ugly about this ego champion's beauty, despite his past, an infatuation and futility. However, a grave mistake in my reasoning. I speak as if the ego walks a better world, a world that would resist his deception. That world is not, and will not, forever ideal. What is the mad, so the ego is gaining an audience, ever more powerful. Hark the shepherds, wielding side a man's heart, the quarry of a pain caught. Fulfill your want.
Greetings, Knight.
This is a beautiful place, isn't it? Not the quarry as much, although the explicit sight of hierarchy without pretense is glorious. No, it's what you saw just beyond this pit. Gentle knolls climbing towards the clouds, a serenity that must be guarded by all means. A stillness to the air, ever fresh. No man need arm himself for fear of intrusion or violence. Visualize that world. Yearn for it. I bet you feel it naive to play whimsical and dream of utopias. But why? Why can we not achieve those worlds? I've traveled far, and had plans for discourse with the gentleman you see before me. I needn't make him displeased, would I? Come, stay and join these formalities. You may bring some levity while we entertain the future of this land. Farewell, friend. Oi! Quite the trek from Arnhem. I hope the chef matches the talent of those in Evermore. Come, knight, join us. You look famished, after having traveled so far to share in your worries. Forgive the delay. I see the meat has kept its warmth. Just in time, then. You have my ear.
Get out.
The beauty prevails. Have it.
Another gutter rat.
My steel is going up your ass. Kill that bastard on the end of your family. Take your stuff, yeah?
Panorama? Who could have done such a thing?
Aha! Big shot, eh? I'll bash your brains out. Beauty prevails. Ow.
on, bash your skull in. Alright, take me.
Someone do something.
It's over.
Over here.
Don't hurt me! I'm getting out of here.
You wish to defeat me?
I yield! Foolish human!
Hang you from your entrails. I'll carve you up mincemeat out of you.
Another gutter rat.
Have it. Brother down. Kill that bastard already. Don't mug me off.
Murdering bastard. Wrong move.
I'll carve you up.
You'll bleed, rat. Take me.
I'll drink from your skull. I'll chop you up slowly.
Murdering bastard. Slipping. You murdering bastard. Bollocks. You daft. Time to meet your horror. Take me.
You hunt. Aha! Is that all? Beauty prevails. Beauty prevails. We'll rid this land of your foul ills.
Someone there.
It may reach back out to you. It may not. To predict the beast will only frustrate. Through that door, the fruit of your trials, one question remains. A question that captures the spirit of the story. Is hard work rewarded? The answer to that awaits on the path homeward. If what you discover disappoints, another question. Who benefits? Enjoying this spectacle?
Get away from me! Why are they hurting each other?
This is how it ends.
Leave me alone!
The world fades.
Another gutter rat.
Oh, what happened? Ah, dead body!
Oh, you're a wizard? I mean, you cast that spell just now, yeah? I was hoping you could make me invisible or something. Can you? Make me invisible? Aww. And here I
Mother
thought you
Mara,
could do it.
Who could have done
Well,
such a thing?
I'll just have to think of something else then. Bye. Oh, what happened?
Mara, take me.
Oh, what happened? Ah, dead body. I'm getting out of here. Oh, what happened? Ah, dead body.
It's over.
Oh, what happened?
Get away!
It was a good life.
Fear not for my welfare, child. I've come to provide successor for you, you who have traversed the quagmire of want. This pocket is collapsing, thus benign entities are allowed passage for a moment. This interstice rapidly approaches its end, however, and with it, the return of dread. We will have to depart soon, my child. Child, I wept with every orifice of this ethereal being, and every effort to thwart the symptoms of man and insidious circumstance had fallen short. We tried, and will keep trying to stem the tide of horror. But the hearts of mortal agents are locked in struggle, their souls tandem with fragility. Swaths of individuals seeking to covert their being had given rise to the terrific scenario you've seen. Such chaos has led to extremities in every strand of thought, where the sadist and the butcher thrive in dire times. We need to go back and salvage what little hope there is, lest the Dark Mother has her feast.
Help.
From the flesh.
Please, help me get into Evermore. I can't run anymore. I'm so tired.
guess, Arnima, but please, I don't want to go back that way. It's so bad. It's so bad. We can't go back. Can we rescue Mommy and Daddy too? They're in the walls. We can save them. Come on, Knight.
Time to meet your end. Kill that bastard already.
conquer the mountain.
Stay down. I'll break every bone in your body. The orcs will rule. I'll bathe in your blood.
mother's child. The unending silence.
Auntie Julie?
You were with the Imperials at the outpost, right? You killed all those damn orcs off. I hope you made them suffer.
Hello again. Mom made me climb a ladder and make me run, but this one...
Carry the Griffin, Knight of Evermore.
Knight, is that you? It's been 2 weeks and we've heard nary a peep regarding your whereabouts. Where were you? Exactly what it looks like. There's too many mouths to feed here, so we need to find refuge for those still coming. Knight, your words when we last spoke. They haunted me then, and now I can't get them out of my mind. You were right. All the tension was leading to this. Immediately after what happened in Anima with my bout of madness, there was clarity.
I'll get the swine who
In my
did this.
dreaming, it all became clear. When you're lucid, you repress. I repressed the thoughts that the order we clung to could ever slip away. Even through the worst of it, I believed that we'd eventually settle back to normal. And with that clarity, I knew that change was here. No longer a dream, but an undeniable reality. Now the mad have swapped places, with those who believe in order raving through the night. Phantasmagoria. Only fools would rest now. We need to move. In this dark hour of our history, the greatest trait is vigilance. I'll keep tending to the survivors, making use of my skills wherever I can. Least I can do. Damnation. The priest should not have sent me here. Could have helped. Prevented some of the worst elements from spilling out. Or maybe that's just wishful thinking. Can't change the past, but we can change the future.
You dare stand before me? I'll break every bone in you.
Spread her touch. I am the despoiler. Submit. Let God consume you.
Boost! Roll!
Free from their mortal shackle.
Their soul.
Spread her tongue. On your belly, maggot. The flesh is weak.
Thank the gods those necromancers are dealt with. I can't thank you enough, friend. You've been a great service to this kingdom.
You all right? Don't cause any trouble now.
Good day. That it does. Things were already bad enough as it is, but it looks like your entry into this spoiled land was the spark that engendered this inferno. Of course. Only in hindsight can we look at the grander picture and say the tragedy was inevitable, though this chaos required a very special ingredient. A special someone. What are you on? I haven't even been in this damned kingdom for longer than a week at most. Yet, you have. Ha! Orcs can't even tell left from right. How would these savages have knowledge on trade and its importance? Even if that were true, my transient friend, how does that explain the peasants running amok? What on earth does that have to do with us merchants earning an honest living? So you blame me for being smart? For making a profit? This is the real world, you foolish wretch. Levy the blame at every other merchant and person engaged in gold rather than me, then weep at your naive attempt.
It's just a lot of hot air night. It's all for naught, however. Plans are already well underway for the merchant's ascent. Soon this old order of decrepit royalty will fade or burn. The people will beg for new shepherds, and who better to take up that mantle than those who control coin? You're of the inquisitive sort, and your actions within this realm have served many interests beyond you now. For that, I'll forgive your outburst. Hop on the cart, and say goodbye to this ill-fated kingdom. So be it, friend. Not much one can do against the tide, except watch it swallow all who refuse to move. Hey, cheers. For all your help.
Cheers.
This will go easier for us both if you don't bother fighting back. This what you want? Need to do better than that.